Bangladesh is one of the most important partners of UN peacekeeping. We have not really planned anything about a role of the UN because it's so hypothetical. Well, there are many ways of defining success. I think that what I call the ultimate success is when a country, with the support of a peacekeeping operation, but also with the support of the international community at large, reaches stability and overcomes conflict. That has happened in many countries. That has happened in many conflict situations, and the list of countries that have been supported in returning to stability thanks to the support of peacekeeping is very long. I could mention Cambodia, East Timor in Asia, many countries in Africa such as Liberia, Cote d'Ivoire, Sierra Leone, Angola, Mozambique, and many more. So this is what I call the ultimate success, but for that to happen, you not only need the support of the UN and particularly UN peacekeeping, but you also need political processes, political agreements, peace agreements to be completed, to be achieved. And that can only happen if there is a strong and united support of member states, of all the stakeholders. Now, even if that doesn't happen, and today, unfortunately, many peace processes are slow or even not moving at all because of all these divisions in the international community, but even with this challenge, which I call a political challenge, our peacekeepers achieve many successes of a different nature. I call them the sort of intermediate successes, but they're very important. They're about protection of civilians, and every day hundreds of thousands of civilians are protected by peacekeepers. And also the protection or the monitoring of ceasefire. In other words, making sure that ceasefires continue to be respected, which is basically preventing a resumption of hostilities, which is also about protection of civilians. This is what we do in places like Central African Republic, South Sudan, monitoring and the respect of ceasefire in places like Cyprus. So these are very important successes. So then again, there are many ways of looking at success, and I think it's important to emphasize again that the massive difference that our peacekeepers make every single day, on the ground. Bangladesh is one of the most important partners of UN peacekeeping in many ways, and we have a very, very strong partnership and collaboration from Bangladesh, very strong support from that country. It's the number one or the number two troop contributing countries, depending on the week or the month that you look at. But it's really very high up, on the top of the list, and the men and women from Bangladesh are serving with really high distinction, professionalism, courage, and dedication. And without them, peacekeeping would be very different. We would not be able to achieve what it achieves today. And I've seen our Bangladeshi peacekeepers in many peacekeeping missions that I visit regularly. I've been witnessing directly what they do in terms of building trust with the communities, helping communities, protecting them, monitoring ceasefire, helping also with the capacity building of some of the host states in which we are operating. So we're extremely grateful to Bangladesh, really being one of the strongest supporter of peacekeeping. If we are called upon to support peace, if we have a mandate, then we stick to the mandate, and the mandate requires us to be neutral and impartial. It's a fundamental principle without the respect of which, basically, we lose our credibility. Is it easy? No, because sometimes one party or another party would expect us naturally to sort of be somehow, tilted towards his side. But I think that we have a very strong commitment to neutrality and impartiality. The way we monitor and report on things that are happening on the ground is absolutely respectful of this key principle of neutrality and impartiality. And again, it's a fundamental basis of the credibility of our peacekeepers. So I think that all our colleagues are very much aware that they have to follow that principle very, very strictly. Well, I think that unfortunately at this stage, what we're seeing is a continuation of war, and obviously with all the terrible consequences on the civilian population. Ceasefire is, of course, highly desirable, and eventually a resolution of that terrible conflict in line with the Security and General Assembly resolutions. We have not really planned anything about a role of the UN because it's so hypothetical. We have not received any mandate to plan. So there are many scenarios that can be imagined if there is a ceasefire in particular, and if there is an agreement by the parties then to request, for example, a third party to monitor the respective ceasefire. That is one scenario. We can imagine many other. And if the UN is called upon to play a role with the support of the parties and support from the Security Council, that obviously we would respond to that. But it's at this stage, it's very, very hypothetical. First of all, I think it's very clear that peacekeeping operates in dangerous environments, and unfortunately, many peacekeepers lost their lives, including many peacekeepers from Bangladesh lost their lives serving the UN and serving peace. And of course, I use this opportunity to really pay tribute to them. Now, our duty is to do our best to ensure protection of peacekeepers. And there are many things that we're doing to be better on that. One of the things that we've been working on recently is to look at how we could minimize the threat of mines and explosive ordnance on peacekeepers, and how we could make sure that the related incidents would not happen or would be prevented. And I think we're better at that. We're also looking at drones and the risk of drone attacks on our camps and our base. Health support and medical support is absolutely critical, and there's been a lot of progress made in different ways. Of course, we're doing our best for casualty evacuation, but what I would note as well is the efforts made in the direction of mainstreaming telemedicine, which sometimes can be critically important to save more lives. So there's a constant series of efforts that we're making, a number of initiatives, many of them supported by voluntary funding by member states, and we're very grateful to them. There has been a resolution of the Security Council adopted on the safety and security of peacekeepers at the initiative of China. There is a group of friends of the safety and security of our peacekeepers. We ourselves have a working group which regularly takes stock of our program of action on safety and security. So a lot of work is going on, but obviously the threats are evolving, so we have to keep adapting ourselves to these threats.